Okay, so David, just a little setup here. Here's our fancy anchor. It's got lots of holding power, so it's just a milk crate with, I don't know, probably about 60 pounds of ballast in there. And just up, and we have an old bow roller. I just have it clamped on. You'll see it when you get up on deck. We took off one of the boats that we scrapped for lead for ballast. So we'll go up on board. Here's the setup up on deck. You can see it just clamped up temporary. I do have 200 feet of chain down below. And what I did find is that I could get it on board a little easier, especially once it started wearing. You can see that in the corners here, we've lost a bunch of the finish, which is fine. And what I had, I just had a piece of wood here as a bit of a temporary stripper, and I was just standing on it, and as it came off, it would actually go in quite smoothly. However, now with the load on it, it doesn't strip out as easily. Like I'll try bringing this up right now. So I do have the paw on, but take the paw off so I can back up and take the brake off. So you can see how it is getting stuck there. But when there wasn't a load on, I could have this just right like that, and it would strip out pretty straightforward, and I can show you that later on once we take the load off. So now when I want to let it out, I think what we want to do is watch up here. Muriel, you want to come? Because as we let this out, it does strip out fine, but you'll see that this will skip a little bit. So I'm just going to see how that just slipped a link. And then slipped a link. And again. And I think, so now our anchor's on the bottom. So I just took a little bit of chain out so you can just sort of see how this does go in with no load. So without a load, you can see it's almost stripping itself now. It's just occasionally. And if I just do this, and that's really not much. So I could picture, come in here. I don't know if you can see here. I picture what we could do is make up a stripper that bolts on here. We're clear underneath the deck here, so we could weld something up that bolts on here, and the hook that comes up in there to strip that chain out. It's probably a pretty good idea to do that anyway. We'll get Muriel to draw something up and then send it over before we fab anything, in case you have any ideas. So I guess that's a little bit of a summary. So this is just the anchor box that one of the chain lockers I'm starting on. If you want to come here, you can see it better. So we're going to have one on port and starboard, but obviously this is underneath the windlass. And like I said, we've got this open area here that we could easily bolt the stripper onto. That's where the chain comes through. I think I'm going to extend this up, but basically what I was just trying to do is just to see how the chain would fall in there and how tall we'd have to have it. If you have any ideas about this, let me know, but I think this is going to be okay, and it bolts on, and it's pretty substantial, and I'll bolt it on the steel bulkhead here, but that'll be good. So we want to get 400 feet of chain in here, and then we'll have another similar box on this side that I'm making up, and we can put maybe another 200 feet of chain or whatever in there. So this is our forepeak. It's going to remain unfinished. You've probably seen some photos. And then the cabin, I don't know if it's going to be light enough, but main mast drops down here. There's going to be a bench. The table will be over, just a working table. Be another bench here. We've got our double bunk in there, and then our couple berths here, couch, That's what we call it, couch, because it's pretty comfy. Wood stove, sink, ice boxes in the corner, and you know, woodworking clamp, because that's important for kitchen work. So that's just a little tour while we're down here.